Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I really quickly wanted to do a first trimester pregnancy update for you guys, and I haven't really made like a video on that. I am actually way out of my first trimester, but I just haven't been on YouTube in like a month, so I wanted to do an update. I'm currently 17 weeks today actually, but I just want to do like a first trimester update. So do like a sit down and chit chat, talk about literally everything from like symptoms, gender of the baby, ultrasound, baby names, literally everything. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So if you're new here, I am pregnant with baby number 3. This was a very big surprise to us. We did not expect to get pregnant at all. I actually found out I was pregnant on my dad's birthday and 2 days after my husband's birthday, which was so crazy. So whenever I told him I was pregnant, I literally like gave him this bag and I was like, oh, your present finally came in here. And then it was an ultrasound and like a little baby onesie, which was so cool. So yeah, that's how I told Dylan. And I'll actually have that video linked down below if you guys want to watch me find out, and if you want to watch me tell my husband and my family. I had no idea when I actually got pregnant or when I ovulated or how far along I was or anything, because I have PCOS and my cycles are just very irregular. So I only had like one cycle from I think February to June, and that was in May. So my last cycle was May 4th, and then I found out I was pregnant on June 22nd. So going off of that, I would have been way farther along than what I actually am. My official due date was March 3rd, but I will be getting induced probably a week before that. I went to this free clinic in my town that does ultrasounds just to, like before you can even get into the doctor, just to make sure that the baby was okay. So when I went there, they said I was about 6 weeks and 4 days when I went. But you could just like barely see anything. It was like literally so tiny. I don't even know if you guys can pick it up. Right here was the baby in the ultrasound. And we actually got to see a heartbeat, which was so crazy because I was hardly far along at all. But the heart rate, it said it was, what did it say? 120 beats per minute. So that was pretty cool. I did a sneak peek snap test. If you don't know what that is, it's where you can like do a blood draw at home to find out the gender of your baby. So I did that, and again, I have a video on that if you guys want to watch. And it came back, I did the fast track, so it came back a day later, and it came back as a boy, which was super exciting because we really wanted a boy, but we were not sure if it was right or not because those tests are apparently like really easy contaminated. So like if you have boys in your house or like boy dog or anything, supposedly it's really easy to contaminate. I see a lot of like false boy results, so we were like, oh my gosh, this could totally be wrong. And then like I think a month later I had my first doctor's appointment because I had some spotting, so they got me in early. And whenever I went there, they did another ultrasound, but they didn't actually take pictures of it. I think it was measuring 9 weeks or something like that. I can't really remember. But they would not do my genetic testing while I was there. They were like, we have to get you in for an official dating ultrasound before we can actually do your genetic testing. So 2 weeks later, I finally had my ultrasound done, and that's whenever they gave me these pictures and my official due date, which is March 3rd. And in this ultrasound, I was 11 weeks and 6 days. That same day, I was able to finally go get my blood drawn. And I believe 6 days later, I got my blood results back from Natera, and sneak peek was right. We are having a freaking boy. We're so excited. I've already been shopping so much. So I was literally so scared that it was going to be wrong because I already went crazy and bought so much boy stuff. So yeah, I'm just super, super happy. We're having a boy. This is probably going to be our last baby. And we already have, our oldest is a boy, our middle is a girl, and then this baby will be a boy. With our kids' names, we have a Colton John and we have a Josephine Marie. We call her Josie. This baby, my husband wanted to choose the first name so badly because I chose our first son's name, and he has liked this name since I was literally 16. He has always wanted to use this name, but with both of our kids, I mean, with my son, I was like, oh, I really like this name. I really want to use Colton instead. So Colton's name was either going to be Colton or Braden, but obviously I picked Colton, and then John is my father-in-law's first name. So Colton John, and then my daughter's name is Josephine Marie. He actually told me the name Josephine a long time ago, but if it was a boy, her name was going to be Braden. I wanted to name her JM initials because my brother passed away a few years ago, and his name was Justin Martin. So her name is Josephine Marie, JM initials. And then this baby, we didn't really have anybody to like name him after, and my husband is just a dead set on the first name Braden, so our son's name is going to be Braden. And then his middle name is going to be Wyatt because that's my maiden name, so his name's going to be Braden Wyatt Cook. And at first I was like, oh, I just don't love that name, but it's finally starting to grow on me. And I think my issue with the name is that it's kind of outdated. Like, I feel like 10 years ago that was probably really popular, but right now I know like a lot of people don't like that name, and it's just like not very trendy right now, which is fine. But I was just feeling insecure about it because I kept posting it in name groups, and a lot of people were like, oh, I hate that name, and it was just making me so insecure about it. But honestly, people have said that they hate all of our kids' names before, so it's nothing new. So Braden Wyatt Cook is his name. I tried to veto it so many times. I was like, please no. I really wanted to name our baby Everett. Like, I was obsessed with that name, and my husband was like, that's my top 3 name, like that's his 3rd name, but he doesn't want it. Like, he's set on Braden, so that's what we're going with. But I'm just gonna give you guys like my short little name list for boys and girls, just because why not? So my list for boys, my top, like my number 1 name right now that I wanted to use was Everett. I really like that name. I think it's so cute. And then I also really like the name Holden, but we can't use that obviously just because it's like so close to Colton. Like, imagining yelling across the playground and being like, Colton, Holden, you know, like they're not gonna know who I'm talking to, and they'd probably both just show up. So that name wouldn't work. I really like the name Chase, but there's already a Chase Cook in our family, so that wouldn't work. I also really like the name Parker, but that's one of my best friend's baby's names, and I was like, oh, I can't use that. For girls, if we had a girl, her middle name was gonna be Shay because that's my husband's middle name. And I really like was set, I had 2 names that I was set on for a girl. It was either gonna be Macy Shay or Avery Shay. Those are both so pretty. Like, if we ever had another baby and it was a girl, we'd probably use that name because I just love, like, Macy Shay, that is so beautiful. And honestly, I didn't even really have that many girl names picked out. I liked Macy Shay, Avery Shay, and I liked Ella. So I have an incompetent cervix. My son, my first baby, was born at 25 weeks. I went into labor with him at 22 weeks. Again, if you guys are interested in that, I can have that link down below too, his birth story and just the whole NICU journey. So he was born at 25 weeks. And because of that, every baby or pregnancy after, I have to get a cerclage, which is a stitch in your cervix. So with my daughter, Josie, I got a stitch with her at 13 weeks. And then with this baby, I got a stitch at 12 weeks and 6 days. And my experience was just so terrible. It was so different than it was with my daughter. I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, I can totally have another baby. This is easy peasy. But no, this cerclage was awful. So I got there, I think I got there at like 10 in the morning or something like that. And my actual procedure started at 12. And this is like a procedure that happens in the OR. So my husband's not allowed to be with me or anything. So I'm sitting in the OR, like I have my IV and things like that. I'm like, can you guys please give me some anxiety medicine? So they give me some medicine for nerves, and then they give me a spinal. Well, at the hospital that I am delivering at, they're like really big on, like student teaching there. So I had no idea the guy doing my spinal was just like a kid practicing. So he did my spinal and missed, and it was just like so painful. And then a few minutes later, like the actual anesthesiologist came and did my spinal and got it finally. But I had like 2 or 3 needle marks, and my back was seriously so messed up. Like for the whole week after, I was in so much pain. My back was bruised. I had like really bad headaches. I don't know if I was like leaking like spinal fluid or what, but it was just awful. Actual procedure, they keep you awake for it. You just have your spinal and like you're laying there, and they're just, I think they literally pull your cervix out of your body, stitch it up, and then just like push it back in. But it was just very painful. Like I could actually feel them this time, which was so weird because with my daughter, I could not feel them at all during the procedure. But with this baby, it was so weird. I could hear them cutting like the stitch. Like I could hear them pulling it. I could hear them cutting it. I could hear everything they were doing in my body, and it was so disgusting. And also I just felt like a ton of pressure, which was not fun at all. The whole procedure, I want to say, was about 20 minutes long. It wasn't very long at all. And then I got to go back in the room with my husband again finally while I recovered, and I had to like go to the bathroom, get my legs awake, and then I was able to leave. So that wasn't very bad. At home though, I was literally in so much pain, and when I tried to stand up, it felt like my stitch was so tight that I couldn't even move. Like I was literally like walking like this. Like I was slunched over because I physically could not even move. This day was seriously terrible. I just sat with like a heating pad on my back all day long. I was so sore. I was cramping. What? Sorry, my kids are doing Play-Doh over here. I'm surprised they're being this quiet and good, honestly. I think 2 weeks after that, I went back to the doctor, just like a regular checkup, and they did my ultrasound again. I guess my doctor literally does an ultrasound every time you go instead of just listening to the Doppler. So they did another one at 15 weeks. Here he is, so cute. I guess that's not really part of the first trimester, so it wasn't necessary to show that, but I did anyway. I don't even think I talked about like my pregnancy symptoms yet. So with all of my kids, my symptoms have been pretty mild. With this baby, I felt a lot of nausea. Gosh, you scared me. I felt a lot of like nausea and just like felt kind of crappy and ugh. I never had like morning sickness where I was puking, but I definitely felt crummy a lot of the time. I've had exhaustion like I always do. I've had a little bit of cramping, but not really a lot. I guess just because my uterus is kind of already stretched out from having multiple kids. I don't really know. I haven't really had that many symptoms. Every time I'm pregnant, I always have like this, I don't know if it's low blood pressure or low blood sugar or what it is, but every time I'm pregnant, I always have this. I never have it any other time, but it's like I get so sick that I feel like I'm gonna pass out. It's like when I don't eat right away, like when I wake up, if I don't eat right away, or like if I get hungry, I literally have to lay on the floor and eat food or else I'm going to pass out. It's crazy. There is my little first trimester pregnancy update for you guys. Hopefully I didn't leave anything out. I feel like I got everything, but I just cannot remember. I hope you all enjoyed. And if any of you guys are currently pregnant too, comment down below and let me know when your due date is and what you're having. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video.